your writing process? Obviously nowadays, I'm a writer, I've published a number of books, articles, all that sort of stuff, but we've got these devices in our hands and people are looking at them every 5 minutes. And sometimes that can it can kind of get between you and the creative process. It's a big distraction. And I just basically lock my phone away and just sit down and write if I'm writing for an hour or two, and that's it. But I'd love to know what your writing process looks like, particularly for, say, a TV show.
Look, it's changed over the years, but essentially I've become a better kind of, like, say, tappity-tap writer than I used to be. I used to be more visual. Actually, I didn't do scripts in the early days of Pizza. Right. I did storyboards. So I drew everything out. Yep. And wrote everything kind of by hand, So I kind of used to work shot by shot, because that's how I started. I was saying that when I was a kid in the side passage, I had to work it out shot by shot, to make the sequence work. But then once, like, the computer editing came in, or non-linear editing, I had to change my whole headspace, because you can change anything around that you want. Like in the old days, you had to, like, be committed to every shot you were committed to. You sort of had to plan it, and that was it. You put it just went together like a construct. And that was it. So you had to do all the pre-planning to make it. But now you can change things quite a lot. You can do this, do that, switch this here might be better there, and it's faster and easier. So I have changed it now. Now I guess what I do is I collect a lot of ideas over X amount of time. I just have, a folder of funny things. And then when I get to the series, I kind of sort of think about each episode or movie. What's the overall thing? And then, I guess I just try and I sort of block. I kind of do an old school way of writing. I have a scene map sort of thing. So that means like a lot of squares for each scene, and then I'll write ideas within the scene, and I switch them around until it sort of works. And then once I've got that scene map, then I start writing. I find the writing really easy. I mean, I can I can do about 25 pages a day, which is, if I'm not being lazy, which is pretty decent,
Yeah, no, it's interesting. I mean, there's parallels.
I don't know. That's not confusing. Was that confusing? I don't
know. No, it makes perfect sense. I mean, a lot of writers, including myself, like you said, instead of, you've got the blocks, and you say when you've got the blocks and the general ideas, it makes it easier to write. Like with myself, I'd have 20 sort of ideas and a general flow of what I'm going to be talking about. But then under those topics, you start writing, and just having that